and welcome to the Heresy Lodge. I'm your host, Dylan Cooper, the constant co-host over here.
Gavin Franklin.
Guys, we are back this week to review Angels of Caliban, and then after we get through this will probably be a little longer of an episode, because afterwards we are going to talk about a lot to talk about, some stories, interesting people met.
Well, yeah, me in particular. I met a very interesting person.
You met the most interesting person alive.
I had a really good time. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, very excited for Kansas City.
Yeah, should be cool. But before we get into all that, we have our normal housekeeping things. As always, actually not as always, we are one episode away from our giveaway. Be sure to interact with us to get into our it's our 100th episode giveaway.
100.
Fucking nuts. There's still
Knuckin'
three of you
futs.
still there, and I can't wait for the drawing. But all you gotta do is interact with us. Shoot us an email at theheresiLodge@gmail.com. Join the Discord. You can find that pinned to our Twitter at Heresy Lodge. You can always tweet at us, which is also at Heresy Lodge. We're on YouTube. Go over there, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. If you are interested in any sweet merch, we do have merch. I will have that in
the Twitter?
episode.
Oh, the episode description?
Yeah, I'll put it in the episode description.
And on the Twitter,
yep. Cool things like this pint glass with one of the logos on it, and it's fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah, the pint glass. I don't have a wine glass, or else I'd be using that. Yeah.
Maybe I'll add it. Although
maybe I'll add a wine glass.
It might look weird to have like signs on the wine glass. I don't know.
Yeah. I would definitely drink from like the other Chaos Star like wine glass logo. That would be very funny.
I actually kind of like that a lot.
Yeah. I'm drinking from a Rising Suns Home Farm Winery, Kentucky proud.
Beautiful.
Uh-huh.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. The wine I'm drinking is from Echoist Run. It's right here in Lexington. The wine is called. It's got a picture of an owl. Oh my god. I can't believe this. It's called Hootie Berry.
Oh shit. That's gotta be good.
It's pretty miserable actually. It's like that level of sweet that's so tart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. So what are you drinking in your Heresy Lodge beer?
So I am drinking
pint glass
312 from Goose Island Beer Company. It is an urban wheat ale. It's decent. It smells, as it says, it's bright, lemony, and a bit hazy.
I need to get more beer. The reason I drink wine is because we got, like, you've seen it, like tons of wine bottles, like a ridiculous amount.
Dude, and I'm just the same problem in my house. And
yeah,
my wife can't drink because she's pregnant, so it just keeps accumulating because we're in a wine club. And I'm like, either I drink all this and I look like an alcoholic,
it's time to drink it all.
I've been debating, like, where the hell's the wine straw?
You should have taken it to the to the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I would have been the only person to walk around with an open wine bottle.
Yeah, there were plenty of them. Yeah. So Angels of Caliban. We've talked about this previously. We did a whole preview episode. We both have finished it. It is okay. I think it would have been an A book if the ending wasn't the way it was.
I agree. Yep.
Yes. And one of the issues I talked about is like how little that this book actually accomplishes. And you see what I'm saying?
I mean, it accomplishes literally two things.
Mm-hmm.
One thing is the realization that Imperium Secundus fucking stupid and a little quick of a decision.
Yeah.
Number two, whatever the fuck Caliban is.
Yeah, like number two is like Caliban, but that's not important. Like it was about to be important, and then they were like, nah, we're not even gonna mess with that. Caliban's like a psych.
There's a worm, and then they're like, fuck the worm.
Zahariel is
He wants to fuck the worm.
He sorry wants to fuck the worm.
Like, where's those Emperor's children? I have few things I need to learn real quick.
Yeah, he's Lord Cypher now.
Yeah, and I still don't know who the previous Lord Cypher is, because like
They
there's,
made a
like,
big deal about it.
he's like, so that's who you were. Bury him. I'm like, fuck was it?
Yeah, who's that person? Maybe we'll find out.
It was
Probably
probably a fucking
not.
no name.
Yeah, probably not.
Plot twist. It was Nimiel.
That's why I was like, this would be fucking crazy if it's Nimiel.
That would be nuts, and there was a fake Nimiel the whole time.
Yeah.
That would have been
cool. That would have been awesome.
Turns out the Nimiel with the lion was actually Alfarius.
Well, duh.
I would have been okay with that.
Both Nimiels are Alfarius. So just to give a quick synopsis of the book so we can kind of go over our thoughts a little bit. And when I say quick synopsis, this is going to take a while.
In 45 minutes, you will have an answer here.
So the book really opens up with the lion trying to chase down Conrad Kurz. And
actually, there's a different thing it opens up.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm talking about the important things.
Hey, this is so important because this is how it ends, dude.
Which is also not important.
So just a quick thing. It opens up with Luther. And Luther met with
the Luther
met with the Sons of Horus, right?
Yeah.
And a group of Death Guard to help.
Led by Typhon.
They just like made it planet compliant or whatever, dicked around, had a celebration, and during the celebration you have Luther talking to Typhus, and they're becoming friends. And then the fucking lion shows up, and it's just a dick bag. He literally like storms in, saying, "Luther, I told you to go home."
That's literally what happens.
Luther's like, "Well, I mean, we were on our way. They asked for some help, so like we were doing it." Shut the fuck up! I said go home.
Yeah, and it's so ridiculous because like you have Horus there, who's Horus, and they're just like about to celebrate, and then they get this thing. Oh, sir, Primarch's here. Which one? The lion. He's like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Does it have to be him?
It's like
turn him away. Turn him away real quick.
This is gonna be so annoying. So the lion appears. He's really annoying. Yells at Horus, and Horus is like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, he's like, bro, I mean, the dude was just going back home. Like, he just took a pit stop, helped out a lot. He was great. The dude's fucking awesome. I wish he was my brother, because you're an asshole.
Yeah. He was like, yeah. And the lion was all mad, and he went back to Caliban, but not before he formed that, like, bond with Typhon.
Yeah, there is a cool thing I actually liked in this little thing was there's a moment when Luther was talking about Abaddon, and like he was talking about how like Abaddon wanted to like teach him how to fight or something. And he was like, "Bro, that's fucking stupid. Like I'm a part of the Order. Like, well, I'll fuck your asshole up."
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Yeah, Typhon was like, "Holy shit, you actually said that?" Seems like, "Yeah, I know, bitch." I'm a goddamn knight.
You're not even a space marine. He's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm Luther. I got a silver tongue. I'll talk his ass to death. He almost talked me to death a couple times. So so Caliban I'm gonna put on the back burner for a second because it's really two stories. My favorite story, I don't even like Caliban that much in this story. Like it's okay. Yeah, but the cooler story is the one with the lion. The lion has grown like very obsessed with killing Conrad Kurz, and
it's honestly hilarious.
Yes, it is very funny. And dude, Conrad Kurz, man, after in the Conrad Kurz, like he's fucking
G.
He is so good, like so fucking good at his job. Like God, at this point, he is probably, at this point in the heresy, the most influential Primarch to the Horus heresy. The only person you can argue might be Lorgar. Lorgar and Conrad Kurz have really driven the Horus heresy. And then you could also argue Magnus as well, but his was accidental. Funnily enough, Conrad Kurz is also accidental. It's just for all other reason. The Lion's going insane, like trying to find him on all these planets. He finally goes back to McCrag, and there's Gilliam. He's like, "Oh yeah, Conrad's been here the whole time."
The best part about it too is like he was at the end of the 500 world, like at the fucking very back. They're like, "Bro, we can't go any further." And he's like, "Well, something happened at Sotha. We better get back and find out." I'm like, yeah, Conrad's been here the whole time. I was like, been here? So
He
I'm
repeated
like
it. It
imagining
was,
like the eye twitching, like, oh
I was
my
laughing.
God.
This is why you grow to hate the Lion. Okay,
He's a
you
fucking
grow to. I will say that like this book made me like want to read more about the Lion because I really, really hope he gets some redemption. You know what I mean?
No, I hope he gets none.
This dude just
That way,
is
I like every time someone's like hyping him up, I'm like, have you literally read any of his books?
anything, like anything about him. Like he has never once made a good decision because he hasn't in the entire Horse Heresy. Like, so if we think about this, okay, the Lion up to this point he failed to bring his plan into compliance by himself. Okay.
Heck, he probably couldn't have done it at all without Luther.
Exactly. And even with Luther, you know, he wasn't able to kill all of the beasts. There was one. And
There's still one there.
and the Ouroboros.
Yeah.
Reverse. You have the fact that he wasn't able to keep his legion together. He wasn't able to prevent an assassination attempt on the Emperor's life. That was someone else, Zahariel. He just has failure after failure. And then we get to the point right before the Horus Heresy. He wasn't able to become War Master. That's what he wanted. He gave weapons to Portorabo, a known Legion traitor, in order to get the vote for War Master again. You know, he failed in the some Thramas Crusade. I cannot stand when people bring up the Thramas Crusade in support of the Lion. They're like, oh, he beat up Conrad Kurz. He also got his ass beat by Conrad Kurz.
Yeah.
He also lost the Thramas Crusade. The point of the Thramas Crusade was not to kill the First Legion. It was to stall them. And they were there for 2 years.
Pretty impressive. And it wasn't even like the Night Lords.
Yeah, it wasn't all of them. They were all fucking off. And then you have the fact that he was unable to kill Conrad Kurz while hunting him down on the Invincible Reason. Then you had not the Invincible Reason. Is it the Invincible Reason?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay. He was unable to defeat Conrad Kurz with Gilliman. He was unable to protect Sanguinius, unable to defend Sotha. The dude has a massive list of failures. And finally, in this book, he just breaks. He just breaks, and he's like, "I'm gonna kill fucking Conrad Kurz no matter what I have to do." And he fails in the process. He ruins so much shit, and like it's so crazy. So basically, he goes to Sanguinius, and Sanguinius gives him permission. So the Ultramarines are the ones in charge of the defense of McCrag. It's their capital planet. And the Lion's like, well, that's the problem. Because this is the worst part about the Lion. All of this is happening, and it's never his fault.
No, never. He's a genius.
Yeah, it's Gilliman's fault for not having security. You know, Gilliman. He was the one that was there at Sotha. You know, I know that you were supposed to be the protector and all that, but hey. So it's Gilliman's fault.
Sucks.
Oh, yeah. So he's like, Sanguinius, I need to take over security of the entire planet. So he does so. And it leads to one of the funniest scenes I think I may have read in the Horus Heresy so far. The one where, oh my goodness, what's the guy's name in charge of the Death Wing or something like that? Holguin.
Yeah.
Holguin arrives at the Emperor's Palace in McCrag with like 20 Terminators or something. I don't know. And they go up to the guard who is in charge of the defense of the palace, He's like, oh, we're here to relieve you in order to protect Sanguinius from the yada yada yada, you know? And this dude is like an insane Terminator Ultramarine. He looks around, there's like 50 Terminator Ultramarines, a whole group of White Scars, the fucking Sanguinary Guard, a whole pack of Space Wolves, like some of the most badass motherfuckers in the universe. And he goes, oh, well, thank God. He just gives us this moment of, I'm so glad you're here to relieve us and defend Sanguinius. Like, the world can rest at peace knowing that you are on the defense. Yeah, so they take over this entire thing, and they eventually start coming under attacks, terrorist attacks from a place on the planet. And this cracks me up because he talks to Gilliman about how ridiculous it is that he grew up on this planet and he was unable to bring it to full compliance. Meanwhile, his entire planet is in full-scale rebellion.
Yeah, they said, fuck the Lion, fuck the Emperor, fuck Horus. We're turning into America.
Yeah, so this idea that, like, the Lion is giving Gilliman shit for the state of his home planet, like, he has no leg to stand on. The only leg he has to stand on is the fact that he doesn't know because he's an idiot. So that's all happening. So how does this rebellion go? What was that? I lost you. What'd you say?
There we go. My fucking headset turned off.
Oh, my bad. Okay. Sorry, I thought you were saying something was crackling. So how does the terrorist attacks go? How does the Lion handle this?
Oh. Exceptionally.
Like, perfect. It was so good.
He's like, you know what? We just gotta fucking kill them all. Like, that's all you gotta do. You just gotta kill everyone. And fucking Gilliman's about to have a fucking
aneurysm.
Yes. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I'm not killing my own civilians. He's like, well, you're not gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
He's like, a big dick.
Apparently, it's literally a dick measuring competition constantly with the Lion. I think he's compensating for something.
He has to be, because he's an asshole all the time.
It's really funny. You have scenes that very similar scenes that occur over and over again of like Ultramarines or Macragians, whatever you want to call them, like on the police force or military force, and like there would be like a protest, and Holguin
enjoyed this.
Yeah, and Holguin's like, you need to put that protest down, and the guy's like, look, I totally get what you're saying, because they are breaking their curfew, or we can't gather in more than groups of 5, like it's like fucking Order of the Phoenix from Hogwarts or like Harry Potter or something. But
but
he's like,
very much like COVID.
Yeah, and he was like, if we put this down, they're just gonna get more aggravated, and it'll cause like it would make a bigger deal than it is. He's like, just give it a couple hours and they'll go away. And Holguin's like, no, like you need to put them down. And this guy,
down or kill them all.
Yeah, and this guy's like, Jesus fucking Christ, like this guy's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I mean, just like the pure just inhumanity that the Dark Angels have, it's just insane.
And it's what's funny about it is it doesn't even accomplish what they want to accomplish.
No,
they're getting their
every situation worse.
Yeah, and they're getting their asses kicked too by like random terrorists. Like multiple Dark Angels die in these terrorist attacks because they keep escalating the situation instead of de-escalating it.
Yeah.
And the Lion is fully believing that Conrad Kurz is behind this. Now, the book didn't end this way, but I kept crossing my fingers and hoping. The Conrad Kurz still did amazing. Like, Conrad Kurz was the dude that knocked this fucking book out of the park. But I kept crossing my fingers hoping that Conrad Kurz had nothing to do with any of this. It was just like chilling out somewhere.
Not even on McCreek anymore. He's on like a fucking moon.
Yeah, he was like,
or no, even better, he was on the Invincible Reason.
Yeah, it's like I came for the views or something, you know, like he was just chilling out, watching fucking the Lion go insane, just blowing shit up, fighting terrorists.
Just think about how funny it would have been if the Lion went up to the fucking talking, teleporting being thing, and Conrad Kurz was just like in that room the whole time, like chatting with him.
Yeah.
That would have been fucking amazing.
Like he's just sitting there like, oh yeah, I've been here.
This is my bud.
Yeah. That would be such a cool like thing to witness, but unfortunately, that's not what happened. Although what happened with Conrad, I think was just as good. But yeah, so he goes into the city and starts murdering people. And he does eventually find Conrad. But how does this go for him? This is really interesting.
So, kind of a quick note. He was given the okay to do this attack, but there was a stipulation. He was not allowed to have any orbital attacks in this. So he goes in, and I mean he's using fucking Phosphex weapons, which we
Yeah,
find out
I
in the
don't
short
know.
story is like not okay.
Yeah, I don't know why they were like, you can't do orbital bombardment, but you can use Phosphex like whenever you want. Like what?
Well, I don't think he actually had that okay.
I just think like Gilliman and Sanguinius didn't even think about it.
Well,
They
yeah,
were
'cause they're
probably like,
no one's that fucked up.
yeah, but obviously the lion is, so.
Yeah, so he's like shooting fucking like Phosphex and shit on this mountain and just completely killing everything and everybody. And at the top of this mountain is a temple of some kind. And guess who's actually at the temple? Conrad Kurz. We finally had this big showdown again of the lion versus Kurz, and Kurz like runs into the temple, which actually I really enjoyed the scene. The lion chasing after him, all this stupid shit happens. And at
Yeah,
one
it was a
point,
fun little fight, worth a
Kurz
read.
brings out Ascalon's fucking arm. It's like a fucking detonator.
Like
he's
been
"Holy
chilling
shit."
with it. He's been chilling it with it for like 3 months.
It's so fucking funny. He's like, you don't think I figured out you would bomb me again? And Kurz is like, damn it. So he fucking throws the arm at him.
Yeah,
starts going at it again. He's like, fuck it.
Yeah,
that part, I just stopped and laughed. I was like, you just threw a fucking dead man or an arm at this guy.
Yeah, Conrad Kurz is just like, he's so fucking funny. And the end of this story is they bring Conrad Kurz in for a trial, which is so fucking. I don't. This is the problem I have with this book. What is the deal with the morality compass here? It's like up, down, up, down, up, down. Oh, we'll drop Phosphex on regular people, but Conrad Kurz we can't kill. We gotta put him on trial.
I mean, the Phosphex thing kind of gets mentioned here in this trial. Because
what's important?
All the immoral things is really coming from the lion right now.
Yeah, what's important is too he was prevented from doing orbital bombardment, but he found a sneaky way around it.
Yes, he was talking to Redloss.
Redloss, yeah.
Yeah, and Redloss is like, look, we could just say it's like drop pods and gun shivs, but really it's like Phosphex weapons, and I'm just gonna fuck everyone's asshole. And he's like, oh. That's so smart. All right. Shit. I didn't ever think about that.
I love fucking people's assholes. You had me at fucking them in their assholes. That was the last thing I said, sir.
So we get this trial, and Kurz is literally like sitting there like, oh boy.
Well, before the trial, we get this like amazing like dispute between Gilliman and Sanguinius. And I like this dispute a lot because I was like, this is like almost philosophy level stuff, you know. You have this debate on Gilliman's like, listen, we need to uphold trials because like this is the Imperium that we're building. Like Gilliman in this point in time, what he says and everything he does, I'm like, he should have been the emperor.
Yeah, I mean it makes no sense for him. I mean, I know he is not this angelic being, but he's actually his fucking head.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's been leading like a democratic world this whole time.
But then you have Sanguinius saying, I get that. I totally do. But I'm a little concerned at Conrad's ability to break things apart and giving him an audience or a theater to do so, which is very true.
That's what it does.
But, you know, ironically, what's funny about this is it wasn't what Conrad said. It wasn't any of that. It's what the lion did. Like the lion was the weakest link. And
Yes.
Conrad exploited that. Like the lion fucked up. Oh my gosh. He could have just like
It's
not fucked
surprise
up.
to no one.
Yeah, he could have just not fucked up. He didn't need to do all that.
Yeah, I mean
He
he's
had
going against
fucking
fucking
space
humans.
marines. Yeah, like he could have
Like
just
30,000 of them.
yeah. He could have just like done it in a week, but he wanted to do it in a day or something. I don't know. It was really fucking annoying. So yeah, the trial goes on and Conrad makes his whole announcement.
Yeah, so he is basically just like, look, you think I'm a criminal? The lion over there, bro. Because someone mentions like he can't use orbital attacks. He's like,
Well, he was
whoa.
like, well, this is what the Conrad played it genius in the genius way. You know, he said, "Oh, he dropped orbitable bombardments, and that's pretty messed up." And Gilliman, before the lion could respond, Gilliman jumped to it and in front of everybody said he was forbidden to use orbital bombardments. And then boom, it was over.
Yeah,
Conrad was
Kurtz
like,
literally just
"Aha!"
smiles and he's like, oh, listen to this. He's like, look, I checked the logs. There was nothing like that. He's like, oh yeah? Drop pods and gunships are literally shooting fucking phosphics? That sounds like an orbital bombardment to me, old friend.
Yeah,
And then like literally then you have Gilliman, his fucking like eyebrows twitching, like, are you fucking kidding me? Lion?
like
He's like, I kind of did do that.
you had one job. Like it's like the line at this point in the Triumvirate, right? The three, they're literally looking for the easiest thing to give him. Just please don't fuck it up. He just keeps fucking it up. Oh my god. So the lion is he's fucked. And Conrad Kurtz with very little effort. I mean, the dude literally did nothing. He got into
No,
a
not at
couple
all.
fist fights and said like 4 sentences, destroyed the entirety of Imperium Secundus.
Yeah, fucking Gilman's just like screaming at the lion.
Yes.
Sanguinius gets pissed, and then fucking Gilman breaks the lion sword in half.
Just fucking sick scene.
Yeah.
All this was such a good scene. Like this was really interesting to me.
Yes, and Sanguinius is like, get the fuck out. You're done. You're not part of the Triumvirate anymore. It's done.
Yeah. Just like fuck you. Oh man. And like you have to give kudos to Conrad here. Like he does such a good fucking job. Like the amount of effort that he had to put into this was like minimal.
I
He
would
was
imagine him just
so
chilling
good.
the whole time. Like everyone's like, because he was like hanging out with the Illyria people, and they're just like telling him the history, and he's like, yeah, that's cool. I'm not
Yeah.
You know what would be funny? You just like skin those guys alive. That'd be.
Yeah. He was probably like, yeah, he didn't even fucking torture people.
I don't think so. They didn't mention it.
Yeah, there was
There was
no
like
mention of
one
that.
time I think where he killed people. I think he killed some space marines. They talked about like a door like magically opened, like one of the space marines were dead, and
Yeah.
then the other one died.
Yeah, he killed some space marines, but that's fine. You're allowed to kill space marines in 40K.
Yeah, most of them are red shirts anyway.
Exactly. So I just fucking love Conrad Kurz. We talk all the time about how he's one of our favorite Primarchs. I remember back like when we first started this podcast and we were reading Fulgrim and it showed like all of the Primarchs up there, and you had no idea who Conrad Kurz was.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, he's awesome. I'm super pumped to read about Conrad Kurz. And now
He's
we've
incredible.
arrived. Yeah, we've arrived, and you're like, yes. Conrad Kurz.
Nutcase, and I love it.
The ability for his fighting ability is insane. His just like destructive ability is nuts.
But I think my favorite thing about him too is he has the vision about who kills him, right?
Yeah.
He's just always like, you're not gonna kill me, so beat the fuck out of me. I don't care. Like you're literally not gonna kill me.
Yeah. We get a little bit of not that in the end.
Yes.
Which was really cool to see. Conrad Kurz being humbled by dude, I might even say the only more powerful Primarch at this point.
Ways.
Yeah.
It was interesting seeing like pissed off Sanguinius.
Oh yeah, it was so cool the way they described it. How he went like pale with red eyes.
Yeah,
like his eyes changed
all
colors.
get puffed up like a fucking pissed off bird.
Yeah, he's like a peacock.
Yeah, peacock walking.
And Conrad Curse is like, oh no.
Oh shit, he's mad.
He's like,
I might actually die.
Yeah, he like has this moment where he's like, I don't die like this, right? Wait, this isn't right. Wait.
I totally had the dream. This isn't it.
Yeah. So at the end, they kick the lion out, and the scene we're describing is Gilliman and Sanguinius are sitting there with Conrad, like, all right, who's gonna kill him? And Gilliman's like, I should do it. The Emperor should never kill him. And Sanguinius is like, no, fuck that. Here I go. And he just gets he turns into this like crazy motherfucker and starts flying towards Conrad. And Conrad's sitting there chained to the floor, like, oh fuck.
I wish I could see like Gilliman's face in this. He's like, oh shit. Oh shit!
Oh my god! So, yeah, to make Conrad Curse scared, jeez, like that's some fucking crazy shit.
Yeah. So as this is happening, we have another scene up on the Invincible Reef, and Lion's like, "All right, guys, they're all really mad, so we gotta bounce. Let's go to Caliban. Like,
it was gonna be great.
Sick.
Would have been great.
Caliban.
That would have been such a good story.
Yeah, but instead he's like, all right. He starts talking to the fucking teleporting thing, and he's like, "Can you get us back to Caliban?" He's like, "Oh fuck yeah!" And then
I got you.
Holquin saying something. He's like, "Oh, say that again." Like something about like Curse. He's like, something Curse said. He said he doesn't die here. That an Emperor's assassin kills him. Holy shit! I need to be teleported right now to Gilliman and Sanguinius, and the thing's like, okay. Like teleports him down as Peacock Sanguinius is about to fucking destroy Courage. He's like, wait, brother. And he's all fucked up from the teleport. And Holguin is really fucked up from the teleport.
I don't know why
he brought Holguin. What the fuck, guys? It's like having a seizure over there.
There was no reason to bring Holguin. Like he did it
just went through for pain.
Just for Holguin's pain.
That guy pissed me off. He's coming too. He's like, oh, all right.
Send that motherfucker. You said it will hurt? Add 2 more to the list.
So he stops Sanguinius, and both of them are pissed off. Like, why the fuck are you here? And he's like, listen, he said that I want to kill him. Something about his back breaking, or his back. He wouldn't be the only thing that was broken. You broke my sword, and he said the Emperor sent an assassin to kill him. Who kills him? But guess what? If the Emperor is dead, he can't send no assassin. He's alive.
Little do they know.
Yeah. Yes. And
that whole story was written by Graham McNeil, so it's completely fucked up.
Yes, and then
there'll be a short story to correct it later.
Gilliman's like, bro, it's a self.
No idea what you're saying.
Providing like prophecy or
self-fulfilling,
whatever. Yeah. And he's like, no, the Emperor must be alive. And then Gilliman's like, I'm in so much trouble. I've been Imperium Secundus.
I don't know why. That was so silly. Like Gilliman should have been like, I literally have no idea what the fuck you're saying.
Can we fucking kill this guy, please?
Yeah, let's kill both of them now. Sanguinius.
That would have been way better, but instead, and then the lion sitting there, he's like, trust me. Let's put Kurz in my custody, because he doesn't die here. He saw his death. He doesn't die here. I'm still thinking, like, why
Just
don't
kill him?
What's stopping you from killing him?
Nothing.
Like, even if the Emperor is still alive. So what do you do? Are you taking Kurz to Terra? Because that sounds like the worst situation you could do.
Oh
shit, he escaped again on Terra, guys.
We're going to put him on the Invincible Reason. Whoop. Wait a minute. We've been there before. And then this time we're going to fly to Terra. This is like a big flashback. Because last time we took him to McCrack, he almost had 2 legions murder each other by clicking a button. That's all.
Can you imagine when they get up there and Rogodorn's like, wait a minute. You didn't fucking tell me Conrad Kurz is on your fucking ship. Like,
Rogodorn would
he's
fucking
gone.
Killed him.
Yeah, he'd fucking
Ro-
break the lion's neck right there.
He would fucking kill them. Rogaldor would be like, I'm not fucking doing this. Kill them. Let's move on.
These motherfuckers traitors. There's no way they're not. They brought fucking Conrad Kurz.
The only reason he really wanted Korax to stay was because he was like, you're like one of 3 that wouldn't add more problems to my plate.
Would you bring Conrad Kurz back here? No? Please stay. Please. Because the lion's gonna do dumb shit. We all know it.
Jagatai showed up. He's like, that's perfectly fine. Please, for the love of God. Oh, Lehman Russ is leaving. Awesome. Awesome. I'm so glad. The lion hasn't made it here. Woof. Could you imagine? He'd probably do some dumb shit.
My fucking security would be useless by the time he got here.
Yeah, he's over here like, I want Vulcan, I want Jagatai, I want Korax, and Sanguinius. The others will fuck something up. Gilliman would just talk me to death. I don't know if I could handle that.
But he has a lot of bodies, and Dorn likes to have those bodies.
He does have a lot of bodies. That's true. I really do think that Dorn could absolutely go without Lehman Russ and the Lion.
At least, like, Lehman's okay, right? At least, like, he has a purpose.
He just does whatever the fuck he wants to do, and Dorn doesn't have time for that.
True, but it's not like butting heads like Dorn and, like, Malkador.
Yeah.
At least
he sent all the Iron Warriors or Iron Hands away.
Yeah, that's genius.
He's like, I've got a perfect spot for you on the other side of the solar system. Oh, just go so far away from here. Other side of the galaxy. Yeah. Oh, it's funny shit. Yeah, and maybe he said he was cool with Korax even too. He didn't want him just tiptoeing around, pretending that he was invisible.
Oh shit, you guys can see me? No? Okay, they totally can't see me. John Cena out there the whole time.
Yeah, so that was a very silly ending to that, in my opinion. It just didn't make any sense. It was almost like, you ever watch, we were talking about this movie. It was Tropic Thunder.
Oh yeah, I don't know why. I thought you were going to say Birdcage.
No.
Obviously the French version that we watched.
No, so Tropic Thunder, that scene where like they're trying to like get Ben Stiller's character to snap out of it.
Oh yeah.
And like he's like at the end of it, he's like, I think I'm in a dream scenario illusion. And you have Jay, he's just like, all right, fuck it, let's just go. You guys are crazy. That's what I imagined that this scene was like. They're like, but if Conrad snapped my sword, but also my back, and therefore the assassin can't come now, the Emperor is alive. Just like, what the fuck are you saying right now?
Trust me, bros, it makes so much sense. Like, he had a good vision. Then he looks at Sanguinius and is like, ooh, sorry, dude, you're probably fucked.
Yeah, the whole thing is just really silly. But yeah, they know the Emperor is alive now. Weakly written.
Also, now it makes me wonder, like, is the lion gonna finally say, oh yeah, I got this teleporting thing. We should all use it.
I know, right?
I'm gonna get the terror real fast, and I'll see you guys there.
Yeah, I can see.
Don't ask me how I'm so fast.
Yeah, he's gonna get the terror out.
Super beacons.
They've got like 4 Sota beacons over there. So that's the story of the lion, and I really like that story because it just shows the lions descent into insanity. At this point in time, the Dark Angels to me are not a loyal legion. They're not a traitor legion. They're obviously not managed well. They're fucking all over the place. Yeah, like they don't have their shit figured out. The Lion's a very weak leader. Half of their people are traitors. Of course, Wayne is like all over the place in another area fighting Typhon. Like they're just scattered. There's nowhere. They're not fitting in to the Horse Heresy anymore. Yeah, and the Dark Angels. And they haven't. There's more direction with the Salamanders. You know,
all 3 of them.
Yeah, and so the Dark Angels, in my opinion, are probably the least impactful legion to the Horus Heresy so
They
far.
honestly like go out of their way to like make everything like better for like the traders.
Yeah,
You just do
like
so much dumb shit. Like we thought Magnus fucking up was a mistake. The lion breathing was a mistake.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So that's the story there with the lion. We have a story on Caliban. Like we said, it's a little less interesting, but the quick synopsis of that is a ship appears, and it's Corswain's like second in command, trying to pick up all the recruits that Luther's been training to help aid Corswain. And this story is about Luther trying to convince them to join the new Union of Caliban, away from the Dark Angels, away from the Imperium. And that whole thing goes a little south, and he ends up killing them all.
Yeah, I mean honestly, it's very Revolutionary War for America. They
Yeah,
said, "Fuck everyone else. We're gonna do our own thing."
which I really like that, because if you look
For
at like,
Americans.
yeah, I mean, of course, like you look at how the Imperium has destroyed the culture of Caliban, you look at how they've used the culture of or the people of Caliban. Everything Luther's saying makes sense. The unfortunate part about this is it's tied up in chaos, because there's the Ouroboros, or Ouroboros,
Yeah.
something weird like that, and that's some sort of chaos deity. We get a little bit from that because the Watchers are trying to keep it imprisoned.
Yeah, we still don't actually know what the Watchers are, right?
We don't know what they are, but we now know that their purpose is to keep the Ouroboros imprisoned in
Yeah.
Caliban.
But also, what's extra confusing is during the whole lion thing, one of the Watchers is there with the lion when he like makes his decision not to go to Caliban. He's like, "Well, fuck Caliban."
Yeah. So the Watcher disappeared before he said "fuck Caliban." But yes, there is a Watcher with the lion. So it's very strange what the whole ordeal is. And in some way, I think the Ouroboros is connected to this like teleportation device that the lion has too.
Oh,
So
that'd be interesting.
yeah, it's very the problem with the Dark Angels in this storyline is like they're so separate now from the Horus Heresy that like I don't care about Caliban. I like the story, I just don't care about it because I know we're not going to get a resolution.
Yeah, I mean, I really like the characters on Caliban. Like, I really like Luther. I really like
Sahariel got
Xander.
crazy.
Hariel got real weird,
Yeah,
and I
he
went
was.
down a couple pegs.
Yeah, he was really interesting. But after he died at the end of Descent of Angels or Fallen Angels, and then came back like halfway possessed, yeah, he's just weird now.
It got really bad though. Like after like Cipher left him to die, like discovered the orbs and boy,
Yeah,
Caliban.
he
I
gets
love
obsessed with.
Caliban.
Yeah, he gets obsessed with. He thinks the Ouroboros is Caliban, and Cipher and the Watchers, who we learn are like teamed up. They're trying to. They're saying the Ouroboros is the prisoner of Caliban. They're trying to keep the prison there. So hopefully we'll get to read about that one day, but I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. I think we're going to get a lot of fucking books
Would it
before
be
we
like
get there.
really like random if it was like a Catan chart, like in at Mars?
Yeah, maybe something like that.
I mean, I'm sure it's a chaos thing because the word Cipher literally says, "You don't understand
Yeah,
chaos."
goes through an entire thing. Yeah, so basically at the end of that story, Luther, uh, Ascalon, and Zahariel, who ends up being the new Lord Cipher, they have their own little team huddle. They get all the Space Marines. They have ships now, so they can leave, and they start conquering other systems. But at the very end, they end up meeting first with Lord Typhon. So
Yeah,
maybe we will see them in the Buried Dagger.
that'd be cool. Because I mean, we know that Luther is somewhat involved in chaos shenanigans,
Hmm.
Fallen Angel. So I wouldn't be surprised if they got into some Nurgle bullshit.
And Buried Dagger. That would be
Yeah.
interesting. At least they would have like some impact on the Horse Heresy outside of Caliban and the Dark
Yeah.
Angels.
I mean, Mortarion has to show up before Typhon anyway at some point because it's like hunting for him now.
Exactly. So maybe we'll get Luther's like part in that.
It'd
But
be
I don't.
interesting if he like is very diplomatic and it's just look, you guys don't mess with Caliban and like I'll help you do like XYZ.
Yeah, I don't think there's any other book that they could appear in. We got a couple short story books. We got one short story book that's not Shattered Legions, so maybe they'll appear in that. One about Neiman Russ, one about Korax, one about Dorn, two about Vulcan, which I'm excited to go back as long as because he lives now, so it's they can't keep saying it.
We don't know.
They probably will.
Vulcan lives. Yes.
It's just their greeting.
Personal enjoyment. What do you think?
I give this one a 6.
Yeah, it's between 6 and 7.
6 and 7, yeah, somewhere in between that.
Yeah.
Because the ending really ruined it. You know, you could like as long as you knew that they found out the Emperor was alive, you could skip this one.
Yeah, I mean, if you're interested in like Caliban's story, you'd have to read it.
Importance to the heresy, though, maybe a 4.
I'm still expecting like Kurz just to randomly show up on Terra now and like fuck things up. And if that happens, like this is kind of more important because this is where that happens.
Yeah, there's 2 big plot points with that might affect the Siege of Terra. Kurz is the prisoner, and they found out the Emperor's alive. I think that'll be a big thing in Runestorm. But
oh yeah, I forgot about Runestorm.
We'll see what happens. Yeah, this is the setup for Runestorm. So
yeah, I would say importance is I would stick around 4 or 5 too. Like probably not much you need to know, but it was a good read. I enjoyed the read, and if you're into Dark Angels, which I don't know why you would be.
Yeah, please don't be. Yeah, if you're into the Fallen, right up your alley.
Yes. So that's for the review of that. So as I said at the beginning, we were at the GT last weekend. That was interesting. So I really want to start off with my very first experience at a GT.
First experience at any tournament.
Any tournament.
Really, the second game that you've played that wasn't with me.
Yeah, so I played one other person other than Gavin one time. So I show up to the tournament. I'm like, all right, let's do this. My very first game was against a Tyranid player. We're not even set up the game yet. And Nick from Art of War. Yes, he comes from Art of War. He comes up to me. He's like, hey, do you mind playing on stream? I'm just like, I mean, I guess not. I ain't no bitch.
Yeah.
So I get put on the Warhammer TV stream.
It's there. You can look it up.
I am there, and like I walk over there and I start talking to my opponent. I'm like, just to warn you, like, not very good. And he's like, oh, that's okay, but I'm gonna warn you, I'm really good.
He was good. I actually played him later. He was pretty good.
Yes.
He was playing a list that was kind of hard to fail with, but yes.
Yes. So he's playing Tyranids. I was playing my Grey Knights. Whew. I don't think I could roll any worse.
You roll so bad. You have like the worst luck with psychic abilities. It's insane to me.
But I also had some crazy luck at this tournament too. But that first game, I don't know if I passed a single psychic ability. I got Purify and Ritual off twice. And then after that, I quit taking it.
Wow. Yeah, you got to be careful with Purifying Ritual.
Rough. I mean, I lost like 25 to 80 something.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he just gave me some extra points because he felt bad for me. He did give me a free drink token afterwards.
There you go. The free drink tokens are worth it. I will say this too, because I love just telling the story about this. These motherfuckers drink so much. I'm like, everybody. It's so insane. Like, we get there the day before and we get there at night, but there's an Irish bar at the hotel. So we're like, sure, let's go grab a beer. So we go sit down, all of like the pros, all of them are there. The people you see on YouTube, you have people from primarily Art of War, but there are some other like big teams there. They're getting fucking hammered, like
It was
beyond gone. Yes.
Like they were all just fucking screaming, and we
Yeah.
couldn't order for shit because it was
Yeah.
so loud.
You have Brad like ordering whole bottles of wine. People are drinking like Guinness. I get it's an Irish bar, but why? Like, if you want a glass of like Guinness is like a dinner beer. Like you get a glass of Guinness with your dinner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't fucking like drink Guinness for the night. Like whoever's fucking doing that is insane.
Well, what's even better is I'm pretty sure it was Jack at 9 a.m. the next day wasn't walking around with a full open bottle of wine. He was just
No, it's Brad.
Oh, Brad, yeah.
Yeah.
9 a.m. drinking out of the bottle. I was like, what is happening right now?
So I get my first list I go up against is Imperial Guard, and the dude was awesome, super great guy. He brought a Baneblade, which is fucking cool. And like I didn't know this, you know, I haven't really been looking a lot at the Imperial Guard meta, but Baneblades are like in. You can get it to like a -1 save. Yeah. But I went first, and I had 2 Hammerheads and a Riptide. And his Baneblade died first turn. And that was pretty much game. It was closer than what I would have preferred. But yeah, I mean, it was a bloodbath. I loved it. Ended up winning that one. And tell me, what was your second game?
The second game was the Necron game, which was amazing. So,
Yeah.
So what's super ironic is the guy who had the Necron list I played actually went to the event with the guy I played the first round.
Oh, it's funny.
Yeah, so we started playing and I started telling him about like my last game. He's like, "Oh, that's who I came with." Like he actually talked about it. He said that you weren't bad. You just had some really, really shitty rolls. Everything went bad for you. And I was like, "Oh, that's only partly true." But it was crazy. So you had a Silent King list, and we were really close on points the whole time. I literally won on my very last move because the Silent King doesn't have OBSEC. I still my Grandmaster Dread Knight did.
I told him to take the Grandmaster out.
Yes, I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah.
I literally put him on the center objective because on that mission, if you had the center objective at the end of the game, you get 5 extra victory points. That literally won me the game. Like I just sat it down there and I was like, I'm done. I win.
Nice.
And he was a super cool sport. Like we had a lot of fun. I kept like checking on him like afterwards because he was just such a cool guy.
That's always fun to do. Is like check on your opponents, see how they're doing. I think I did that with everybody.
Yeah. Was your second game Sensei Swag?
No, my second game was Imperial Knights, and this dude was really good. I can't remember his name. He was a very good Imperial Knights player. His stuff was so fucking awesome. Like his Imperial Knights look so badass. But I went up against someone. You're like, oh, Towers Imperial Knights, easy win. I lost. It was sad. They just get so many buffs. You know, like they're giving out their armigers. They would do transhuman on a fucking armiger, man. That's rough. And then they do 4-up invuln, -1 damage. Jesus Christ. Like I couldn't put out enough fucking shots to kill these things. And what I should have done, I talked to him after, and I should have killed the buffing guy turn 1.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, I should have done that, and that would have been a lot better. But now I know. I tried to kill the armigers because they're OBSEC. So I'm like, if I kill the OBSEC, I can do this. And then I had the worst shooting phase round 2. I did 4 damage total with my big 400-point crisis suit unit. So that was really rough. I missed 3 hammerhead shots in a row, which is crazy because they're like hitting on 3s, re-rolling. Yeah, well, yeah, long strike's the 2-up. So I rolled double 1 because it gives the re-roll. And then I rolled like a double 2. It was really rough. So yeah, that was a fun one. But my third game of the day was probably the best game. It was the second best game I had, but the best time I had, if that makes sense, which was Sensei swag. I go and look at the. Oh, it was so funny. So apparently he's a big thing in the community. I had no idea who he was. He paints. He does a lot of painting. So he's got a big Instagram page where he does Warhammer painting. I saw his name was Sensei Swag. I was like, okay, this will be fun. He also brought Imperial Guard. I think I played both the Imperial Guard players. Like there were only like 2 there. I go up to the table. He comes up. He goes, all right, do you drink? First thing he asked me. I'm like, of course. He goes, all right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take a shot of whiskey. I was like, all right, fuck it. So I do a shot of whiskey. He's like, all right, we'll take another shot of whiskey halfway through. He's like, but I got to use the restroom. So the restroom's like way far away.
Yeah, you have to go like upstairs.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, it's going to be like 10 minutes before he gets back. Comes back in 5. Not enough time for him to use the restroom. With 3 beers. And I'm like, oh, that's what you want to go do. Gives a beer to me and then the dude next to him that wasn't even playing the game with them. And the guy was like, all right, shit. Well, thanks, man. So we start playing that. It's a great game. The dude's fucking hilarious. I start calling him DJ Swagmaster 69. He was a great opponent. And at the end, he was like, okay, I think I'm going to win if I just do this and this. And I was like, okay, like, how are your secondaries working? And he was telling me, I was like, hey, like, I don't think your secondaries work like that. Like this one secondary, do you mind like taking a look in the book? He's like, yeah, that's fine. So he looked and he goes, holy shit. He goes, my friends told me this was a good secondary. This secondary sucks ass. And I was like, okay, well, even if we take the point, if we bring it down to the points to what you would have earned, like you're still good. Like it's still a competitive game. Like we can still play it. And he goes, no, fuck it, take the win. I was like, no, dude, like let's play it. And he's like, no, take the win. I was like, all right. He goes, I just want to drink. I'm like, all right, dude. Fucking hilarious. The dude came up to me so many times throughout the tournament, giving me shots. Like he came up to me multiple times during fucking trivia. He just sat on my chair.
Talk some shit.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I heard your dick was smaller than a Vespid's.
It was funny. I wish I would get to play against him. It was every time I saw him, he was having a good time.
Yeah, that was a good one. What was your third game?
My third game was Chaos Demons.
Yeah. You were so pumped.
The faction that's supposed to, kill demons for a living, not very good at killing demons for a living.
Oh,
I was even in Tide of Banishment, which is like the demon-specific one. So you get 3 roll ones on hits and wounds. Well, if you go against Bellicor, you don't get a hits against them.
Yeah.
So that's annoying. And then just shredded me. There's like nothing I could do. I just like my librarian like insta died. It did like 12 mortals against the Bloodthirster. And the Bloodthirster killed a bunch of things and then got full HP again. Awesome. This is awesome. This is going really well. And he destroyed me.
Oh shit. Yeah, those demons are hard. Now that list is illegal now.
Really? Oh, from the FAQ that just came out?
Yeah.
Or the errata, whatever?
Yeah, I mean, it's not illegal to take, but it's significantly less powerful because with Bellicor, you get access to every demon specialty. And they were like, no, it's not how that works. You don't get access to any with Bellicor. So really nerfed that list significantly. Yeah.
That's my luck right there anyway.
Yeah. First game the next day. And guys, like, I don't know if you've never been to a GT, you're fucking exhausted.
It sounds stupid, but you are sore and tired.
You're like limping.
Yeah, like I mean, you get done at like 8, 9 o'clock, and you're like,
yeah,
fuck, I still need to eat dinner.
It's like 12 hours of standing.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure like I have some like weird nerve damage in my.
In your what?
In my toes.
Oh my god.
I'm not even kidding. I've been like having like weird like shots of pain. I'm like, what's happening right now?
That's so weird. Yeah, so you would think like, we're big partiers. Obviously.
Yeah, sometimes I stay up to like midnight.
Oh yeah. And we were like, oh, we're in Chicago. You know what's so funny is like we wanted to go to a meadery, but it was a 35-minute Uber ride. And we're like, oh, we're not gonna do that. So instead we just fucking walked 30 minutes.
To our defense, it was only 8 miles away and it was 30-something minutes.
Yeah. I think we were just like, fuck it. It shouldn't take that long to drive.
Well, the biggest issue too was like our parking garage is stupid,
Yeah.
and it was $65 a night, which is bullshit.
Dude, it was so expensive. Chicago was stupidly expensive.
Yeah.
So we just like walked somewhere, ate, walked back, fell asleep. Next day, we went. I faced your Tyranid player first round next day. And he was a good player. The thing about the Tyranids right now, though, dude, is like, especially his list, like it's so hard to fucking lose. You just like say the right things, and that's what happens. Like he rolls his psychic test on 3d6. He's gonna fucking get him off.
Yep.
He advances and charges. He gives his things permanent transhuman, 4 up invuln, 5 up feel no pain. It's like Jesus. Like you just can't fucking, and they puts him in cover, and then he'll just kill you. Like he'll sit in the middle of the board, and whenever he wants to kill you, he'll kill you. So like there's really, I don't think there was a lot of counterplay there. Great guy. He gave me beer in the morning.
Nice.
Which was great. It was a phenomenal beer. It was a Seagram's.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. I mean, even like every time I saw him afterwards, he was like, "Oh, how you been doing? How's your games?" And I was like, "Oh, well,
Yeah, he
still me."
memorized my name and everything. Really awesome guy to play against. Really, really nice. But yeah, his army was a fucking brutal one. I'm surprised he didn't go further. I think he lost to a couple like big dogs.
He lost one game, I think, and then he didn't get top bracket because of strength of schedule.
Because of what?
Strength of schedule.
Oh yeah.
I screwed him.
Yeah, that's
I came
probably
back.
what happened. It was your fault.
I'll take it. I'll take those.
Well, I mean, you remember what the guy said in the beginning. Just don't lose.
Fair.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the thing there. Who was your first game?
I had the Eldar game, which was actually a whole bunch of fun.
Yeah, that looked
it
like a
was
fun game.
a very close game. I think he ended up winning by 5, but like, man, it was electric. So the thing about Grey Knights is you get +1 to your denies, and he took Psychic Interrogation. You know, on his last turn, he rolled 12. I was like, I can technically still deny this. And at this point, like we felt like we were like tied, and I rolled it, and I also got a 12, which was a 13, so I denied it. And he's like, "Oh my god!" He's like about to like rip out his hair. And I'm just like, "Oh my god, the gods are looking upon me." Because like every time, like every person I played that like wasn't super good. Like he was a new player. He said this was his first ever tournament, and like everyone was afraid to shoot at the Grandmaster Dread Knight because he has a teleport thing he's being shot at.
Yeah.
So like I would score primary so easily because everyone
You
was
just
afraid
sit
to
there.
move him. Yes. So it was a super
I'd
close
shoot
game.
that fucker as soon as I could.
Yep. But everyone was afraid to do this. I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna take advantage of this. But ended up losing that game by like 5. But man, it was a lot of fun. The guy was super awesome. Said his partner actually lives here in Avon. He lives in Chicago. And I was like, oh, good for you. It was fun. I had a really good time in that game.
Nice. That was a good game. Yeah, my second game of that day was my favorite game. Also, since it wasn't against Sensei Swag, but I went to go play. It was against a sisters player. Fucking awesome, dude. Sensei Swag comes over to give me a shot, and the guy's like, "Who's that?" I was like, "Oh, just some guy named Sensei Swag." And he goes, "That's Sensei Swag." I was like, "Yeah, you know." He's like, "Yeah, I fucking follow him and all this shit." I'm like, "You want to do a shot with him?" He's like, "Seriously?" It's like, "Yeah." And then he comes back and has me take his picture with Sensei Swag, and then
That's
like fucking,
hilarious.
and then I'm like, "He gave me this shot glass. Do you want it?" This shot glass said "Big D Energy." He's like, "Are you serious?" And I'm like, "Yes, you can take the Big D Energy shot glass. I don't think I might throw it away if I don't." So I gave it to him, and just an awesome opponent, phenomenal guy. We ended up going overtime, so we had to talk out the last battle round, and I ended up winning by a point. I felt really bad about it because it was like a talk through. So if we slow played it, he might have been able to do a little bit more. But yeah, it was it was an interesting one because I was like, man, like I feel really bad about this, and he's like, don't. You played awesome. You were an awesome opponent. Take the win. So I got up, got him free drinks, and the judge got me a free drink as well. So it was a good fucking time. Which free drinks was a fucking thing there because the drinks were $14 fucking dollars.
Yeah, it was stupid. And that's for
Yeah.
like a Miller Lite.
Yeah. It was rough. My last game of the day was miserable though.
That
Yours?
So my next game after the Eldar player, when they broke us in the brackets,
Oh,
was my least favorite game of the
oh, we had a rough second day. Yeah.
Yeah, so I went against Grey Knights, which is literally the one army I did not want to face because
The mirror match sucks.
it sucks, especially when your army is a +1 deny and you're a full psychic army.
Mm-hmm.
Super annoying. But the guy was nice, but he kept questioning me on things. Like at one point, like I'm like moving my paladins, like they only have a 5-inch movement. And I was looked at, I was like, yeah, I'm moving them 5 inches. Like what?
Oh, that's
I
so
know.
annoying. I hate when that shit happens. I hate it.
Super annoyed. And like, I mean, I won the game. I won mainly off
Did you?
primaries. Yeah.
Did you win the game?
So this is the best part. So I win the game, and we're in brackets at this point.
Yeah.
This is the first game of the bracket, and I submitted the scores, and I like had him double check for me before I submitted. Turns out I submitted that he won and I lost.
Wow.
So I immediately got kicked out of my bracket because I'm an idiot.
Wow. And you didn't realize it till like
Yeah, I didn't
2
realize
games later.
it. So after the next game, I played like a 13-year-old kid, and I technically should have won.
But at that point,
Yeah, I wasn't gonna like argue, and honestly, like I mean, I don't think the kid was like cheating on purpose or anything. I just don't think he like knew everything. Which is
yeah,
fine.
and the
I mean,
kid
he
was
a
just
kid.
having a good time. So you're like,
Yeah,
you know,
and
I'm
he
not
brought
like
a Titan,
in it to
and I killed the
win.
Titan turn 1. So I was
And
pretty
that's
pumped
fun.
about it.
Yeah.
So I ended up losing to Custodes afterwards, and I was like, started like looking through things. Like, wait a minute, I won the last game. Why was I just in the loser bracket? And then realized I submitted the scores wrong. So well, it's too late now, and it doesn't really matter. I mean, I should have beat the kid off of not only painting because it was a
He
5.
wasn't painted. Yeah.
Yeah, there was like a whole unit that wasn't painted, and I lost
Yeah.
by 5. And I should have actually. There's a couple things. I should have really started second guessing things when he started off with 9 CP. Considering that's not possible anymore.
Yeah, that might have been.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh yeah, everything I have is OBSEC," and I should have remembered there was an FAQ that took away OBSEC, and that's why Custodes
All the
played
Custodes, yeah.
It didn't matter. I mean, I
but
put
it's
myself
fun.
in the losers bracket, so it
Well,
was whatever.
My game did matter, and it was fucking awful. You
Yeah.
watched a lot of this one.
Yeah, so my game ended like 2.5 hours. I went over to Gavin's table. He was like still on turn 3.
Yeah, I looked up.
I
I
was
was like,
like,
this is
oh.
turn 3. Yeah, so it was like, it's gonna be a minute. The guy was nice. He was just very like, I don't even know how to describe him. Like second guessing himself a lot.
Yeah.
Very like jittery, high strung. Took
Coked
an
out,
hour for his second turn. Like the point where like the reason you bring a chess clock is for people like this. Because like the last game we didn't make it, but it was fine. We were talking the whole time. This dude literally, he was playing Thousand Suns, so I knew his army. And I would do things like I used the Tau Flamer in melee combat. And he's like, that doesn't seem like it's a thing. I was like, oh, it is. I can show you. And he's like, no, I have no reason not to trust you. And I'm like, okay, well then don't say that.
Yeah.
Like I'm totally okay with you being like, hey, can you show me that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But don't
I had
like
to talk through my Grey Knight game, and like at one point he was like, "Yeah, so I have this 10-man here." I was like, "Yeah, I would kill that this turn." He's like, "There's no way." God damn it! So we rolled it, and I literally killed all of them.
yeah, exactly.
Why was this a thing?
Exactly. So he ended up like I'm really glad that we were able to play it out. They let us go over. It was a 4.5 hour game, which is miserable. That's so miserable.
Especially at the end of the day.
Yes, the very end of the day. And like I'm glad we did it because Tao scored all their points at the end. And I came out winning 71-68. And then he like was like, okay, let me go over my score again. And then like you remember, you were there the whole time. Like he's
Yes.
going through his score. There's like all kinds of scribbly shit all over his score sheet.
There's
Because
literally a judge sitting there next to you, and he's like rambling off, and the judge is like, I don't know what you're saying.
yeah, the judge is like, I'm so confused about your score. And finally I was like, oh, I got 71. So we ended up with a tie. And I was like, okay, we're in bracket. Can we just rock, paper, scissors, see who wins? And he says no. He wants to take the tie. And I'm like, why? So it's still technically possible for me to win the bracket, but I wasn't like super into it. Next game I went up against because you were done. That was when you
Yeah,
dropped.
I dropped because I was like, look,
Our
I
legs
fucked
were
up on my
dead.
bracket anyway, so it was like there was no point of playing.
Our legs were dead too. Like,
Yeah, and Steelers played at noon, and I was like, I'll still be in a game, so I'm just gonna watch the Steelers when they come.
but did they really play?
No,
Did they even show up?
They didn't.
So yeah, the last game I played, I didn't play all the games. I played 7 out of the game before I dropped. It was a Necron's player, and dude, this dude's list was fucking insane. I had no idea how he was in the bracket I was in. Like, it was insanity. He had 3 units of 10 scarabs, which have 4 wounds each. So, what is that? 120 wounds.
Yeah, and they can reanimate too.
Yeah, and he was able to give some of them a 5-up invuln. I just like in their OPSEC, and they move like 12 inches at their leadership 10. And I'm like, okay, I guess I just die here, you know?
Yeah, he was
Like,
also
what
just,
the
like
fuck?
very hyper.
Yeah,
He was a lot. He was a cool guy.
he was really cool. Yeah, he was definitely the guy that came out was like, I want to let you know I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy. I was like, yeah, it's fine. Like at this point, I was also like maybe hungover, but I don't know. I was just tired. I was so tired. And had so much energy. And he kept like jumping around, saying hi to people, like literally jumping. And every time I did something, he would give me like a really insane high five, like all power, full forward high five.
Yes.
I'm like, dude, you're great, but you're killing me. So yeah, he dominated me there. Like there was literally nothing I could do. I seriously do not think that there's a play into that. Like Necrons are just dominating me. It's rough.
Yeah. You just don't like the mortal wound out. Stop the reanimation.
Exactly. So yeah, that was the tournament. It was a really fun time. I'm very excited for Kansas City. I know you're not going to be there, but I will be giving updates about that. That's in a couple weeks. So very excited about that one.
It was a lot of fun. I had a really good time. It definitely makes me want to play more.
Yeah, play more, pussy.
I would like to. It's on my list of things. But I really want some fucking World Eater.
Yeah, the Grey Knights are like boring. I feel like you just have a fuck ton of infantry.
Yeah, and like I don't know, it's so generic. Sucks.
Yeah, they're very generic play. I think they need like a good like refresh of rules and maybe some model lineups to have some cool shit, like some vehicles or something. And their
Yeah.
fucking dreadnoughts look stupid as shit, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But hey, teach their own.
Yep. That's it. That is our episode. We did our review of Angels of Caliban, went over our GT experience. Next week, we have our pre-Torian. As always, hit us up. We do have our giveaway after starting next episode. Make sure you get your entries in. We do record on Thursdays, so you have until 5 Eastern time.
Next Thursday.
Yep, 20th.
20th.
Make sure you get those in. I will get the list going before the episode, and we will do it live. So, all you have to do is interact with us. Join the Discord. You can find that pinned to our Twitter at Heresy Lodge. Feel free to tweet at us, DM us, Also, email us at theheresielodge@gmail.com. Go on the YouTube, feel free to subscribe and leave a comment. We do have some sick merch. Check it out. I will have that in the show description. And we'll be back next week, guys. You have a good one.